Hi everyone, you are poised to enter Headspace, the show where we ask, what's eating you? Please tell us because we would like to know and we would love to talk about it. My name is JKim,
My name is C.
and today we are joined by family, literally family. So
Like literal family.
apart from C and myself being from the same house and being biot siblings,
Girl!
kasama namin ang biological siblings namin. So, you want to introduce yourselves? Johan, you want to start?
I'm Johan and I'm 18. And what else? I'm straight.
And kaninong kapatid ka?
Yan, exactly.
Nakaisipin nila kaya babak sabihin nila ako yung kapatid mo eh. Sino kaninong hula?
I'm JKim's brother. Yeah, I'm JKim's
Okay.
brother and I'm straight. Do I have to
The only struggle,
Disclaimer lang daw.
direct disclaimer. The only struggle with this call, guys.
True.
Charles, ikaw.
Uh, I'm Charles Hilder Rosario, little brother of C. So you can see from his name, usually call him Kuya. I'm born 2002, so 18. 18, oh my god. I'm 19.
Ka na, di ba?
19, I forgot my age.
Did you forget your own age? My God. Kaya sa ko pinapahiya, may bisita tayo. Charles,
Wait, so
baka
sino yung
naman.
mas matanda sa inyo?
I'm
It's
19.
Charles. I'm
Okay,
still 18.
okay.
I'm next month pa ako.
Okay,
Magna
Next
19.
month.
okay.
December si Johan.
Yeah.
Pareho kayo December ni JKim.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
unfortunate.
Excuse you. Just O nga no, wait, pareho kayong Aries, tas pareho kaming Sagittarius.
Oh, no.
No, I'm Virgo.
Virgo, okay. Saan
Unfortunately
galing
then,
Aries? Anyway.
Virgo siya.
Just,
Wow.
So we're talking about ano talaga ngayon. We're talking about astrology, not about...
O nga eh. Hindi astrology ang usapan. Ang usapan is Gen Z versus Gen Y, kind of. So, Gen Z versus
Versus?
millennials. Not really versus, but like...
Trial by
Basically.
combat.
Hindi naman. Maka-trial by combat tong isa. Just ko.
Since we're going to talk about Gen Zs versus millennials, which is Gen Y, in other words, Gen Zs would be the ones born in, according to Google, 1997 to 2012. So basically, they are 9 years old to 24 years old at the moment. And kaming mga millennial, mga Gen Y naman, were born 1991 to 1996, which is 25 years old to, until 40 pala. I didn't think na millennial pa yung mga above 35.
No, yeah.
Kasama pa rin naman yung
Medyo
mga friends
kasama pa yun.
natin. Sila
Oo,
Louie.
oo. Yeah.
sila Fern.
Disclaimer though, mga ka-brain cells. Yes, Johan and Charles, yung mga listeners namin I call brain cells.
Yes.
Mga
wow.
ka-brain cells, none of us in this call are certified representatives of either generation. Ito lang yung mga experiences namin and maybe makarelate kayo. Yun lang yun. Please don't come for our throats and our wigs, if ever. Natuwa lang kami kasi
Please
magkakapatid
do not
kami
crucify us if you don't agree with any opinion.
The worst my generation could do is cancel on Twitter, but I don't have a Twitter, so they're gonna have to come up with something else.
Well, I have 3
Oh.
Twitter accounts.
Oh my
Ay,
God.
oh my God. Grabe. Okay, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that, Charles. Pero speaking of canceling, if you guys want to talk about cancel culture,
True.
we did an episode on that. So please listen on Spotify.
That is episode 4, which is Enter Cancelled. You can
Yes.
watch that on Spotify and on YouTube. Plug,
Yes,
shameless
yes.
plug. Bakit ba?
Shameless plug.
Podcast
Kailangan.
namin to. Pakinyo.
Pero like, sige, to get started, Charles, Johan, ano yung first impression nyo sa aming mga kuya nyo, basically? Not just us as your kuyas, pero like yung generation namin in general.
Ayusin nyo yan, ha? May pagbabanta.
Unang tanong lang, hot seat.
Oh, wait. Marami pa yan.
You guys, I can't imagine what it's like living through the early 2000s with all the clothing and the music and the movies that you guys all lived with, you know.
Should I be offended? Teka
Ah,
lang.
No. It's not an attack. It's not an attack. It's not an attack. The one thing I will attack is fashion.
Controversial yet brave.
I don't.
Elephants na sa kalam.
And to think,
Shout
yung
out nga pala.
generation nyo yung yung nagre-revive ng early 2000s fashion.
Well,
Actually,
I'm not
oo.
the supporter. I'm not the avid supporter of that. I'm not the most avid supporter of that.
Okay,
So
sige. Granted. Granted.
Oh, to be fair, Converse made a comeback naman when it comes to that.
That's exactly
oh
true.
no, Converses are cool. I'm talking more like oversized flannels and saggy pants
Elephant pants.
with New Balance shoes or New Balance
Magkakaroon kaya na
logo.
comeback yun, elephant pants.
Bumabalik na
Uy,
rin yun. Elephant pants.
sounds like a very parang risky thing to do, lalo na sa Pilipinas tayo, dumi-dumi ng kalsada.
Oo, Diyos
Anyway,
ko.
how about you, Charles? Ano, do you share the same sentiments?
Not really, kasi my impression of the older generation of Gen Y
Rico.
of, of Gen Y is that I think your generation is cool because you get to experience things that are different to my experiences. Although I can say that I've had a childhood outside na nakapaglaro naman ako sa labas with my neighbors. Pero ibang level yung inabot ng millennials compared to us. Kasi,
Oh,
while,
kaka-computer nyo yun eh.
ayan, yun yung reason ko sabihin actually.
What I can say is you guys were living during the time when flip phones were still cool, and I personally like flip phones. So, but like you have a flip
That
phone
sounds
now.
like fierce.
Flip phone.
Yeah, flip phones are
Flip
cool.
phones are cool.
That's what I will. That's what I
Yeah.
can say. Flip phones are cool, but you have a flip phone now. Everybody will laugh at you. You know. So
Additionally, flip phones, regarding the phones,
Mhm.
I didn't get to experience the Jeju culture. And I thought it was so fun.
Gusto mo ba? Wala natin.
So
Sige.
fun.
Charles, ano ba yung idea mo of Jeje culture? What is Jeje culture? How would you define Jeje culture?
I mean, Jeju culture is about the typings and the good morning text with the signatures at the bottom.
Oh my God. Did
Oh
that
my
start
God.
with
Oh my
millennials?
God. I'm
Yeah,
cringing.
oo,
I'm
kasi sa
cringing.
atin yung
Millennials yun.
phones. The
That's
millennials
true,
started
yeah.
with the phones and may mga clan pa kami noon and all that
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Like,
Hindi ako
good
kasali sa
God,
mga
with the
clan.
signatures at the bottom. This conversation
Yung-
is such a throwback, makakaasar.
Oh my God. Nakakaasar. Shit, wait lang. I need a
Ah.
second to like breathe.
Parang kailangan ko muna ng kape doon. Wait lang, naubusan nata ako.
Naubos.
this
Biglang
is
mag-refill.
what. Okay, wait. What I sent because I can't say it, but I. And let's not say it like it's bad to say, but that's my impression of Jeju culture.
Ay, hindi
Oh
nila
my God.
makikita yung chat.
Hindi nila makita
Hindi
yan.
nila
Pero
makita.
yung
Oh, yeah.
guys,
Girl,
yung type
yeah.
ng kapatid ko sa chat is, guys, nandito na ako sa Starbucks. Tapos sticky caps and like may H sa,
Dami.
may random
That
H
that
everywhere.
could have been way worse. If you want me to translate that into extreme jeje, just let me know.
Guys,
Magkakaroon yun ng
mga
numbers and
ka-brain cells,
spaces sa
i-request
gitna
nyo
na
na
hindi
yan.
naman kailangan.
If you guys want
Good
to,
God.
if listeners, mga ka-brain cells, if you guys want to see, if you want C to demonstrate peak Jeje, i-add nyo lang kami sa Twitter, basically. Pero
Or
ano,
don't look us up. Baka may makita kayong mali. I will delete every
Exposed.
account that I had way back before this episode airs. Good God.
oo nga, i-delete mo na yung Tumblr
Delikado
mo.
yan.
I-delete mo na yung Tumblr mo. Yung super old Tumblr mo.
Don't even get me started on Tumblr.
Speaking of Tumblr, ano yung pinaka-relationship niyo to the internet? So like, we had talked about things like humor and memes. Yung sa amin kasi like, when I first experienced, so magkaiba pa tong dalawang to. When I first experienced humor on the internet, it was yung famous clip ni Alisa Alano na kumakanta ng Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer. So yung famous na Kiss Me, beat in the verdict valley, nightly. Tapos mali-mali yung karaoke lyrics sa baba. So that was the first time I was able to experience that. First introduction ko din yun sa YouTube and everything. I was like 2004, 5? Grabe, putang ina, tagal na. But
So,
my first
pero
exposure to...
kakapanganak lang nila nun.
Oo nga eh. Oh my God.
Ay,
Grabe,
this
nasok ako.
episode is going to be this whole episode is going to be about us being old. Good God.
Delete it all. Pero yung first exposure ko to internet humor, which is what I want Johan and Charles to talk about. My first exposure to internet humor was the famous Liam Kyle Sullivan video which is called Shoes. So the famous shoes. Oh my god, shoes. Let's get some shoes. Yun yung famous na na claim to fame niya. And that was the thing that was my first idea of like, oh, this is what humor in the internet, like actual internet humor, not humor just on the internet. Internet humor sounds like. Since you guys were born into yung pinaka age of the internet being at its peak na and everything, or at least get it into its peak. Ano yung naging exposure niyo to the internet and what sort of relationship was formed dahil napanganak kayo sa time na yun?
Growing up in my generation, I definitely have a dependency on technology because growing up, I was already surrounded by technology. I had a PSP. I borrow my family's devices, so I'm much more dependent on it because a lot of my entertainment, my hobbies are on the internet.
How does that inform yung sense of humor niyo? Kaka-computer niyo yan. And how does that inform yung sense of humor niyo? Like, I mean, so yung isang napag-usapan natin sa pre-call was yung letter E.
I swear,
See?
until now, I have no idea what that means. Should I dare ask?
Okay, guys, please explain the letter E. Kasi hindi ko pa rin talaga mag-gets.
It's just okay to put it like as simple as I can, describe it. As simply as I can describe it. It's just go with it kind of thing. You just go with it because you search it up in something in a place like Urban Dictionary. Makikita mo lang E could pertain to epic or something, and that's something that people also say. Look, it's kind of complicated because epic is a derivative of Reddit culture. People saying epic or cringe a lot. That's a Reddit thing. Yes, I'm on Reddit a lot. Part of what makes it kind of funny is just the picture itself. Okay, the picture is just a guy in a suit whose head is replaced with Lord Farquaad's suit, and Lord Farquaad's face is just replaced with Markiplier. So it's just really stupid, and it's just stupid funny.
Okay,
So the stupider the better, ganon.
There's no reason to why it's walang rason kung bakit nakakatawa sa
Like
amin.
it's
Okay.
so random, it's so out of place that you just have to laugh.
Okay, wait. Medyo gets. Deb, are you familiar with the game?
The game?
Okay, so
I just
when I
lost.
was okay, so they get it. So yung inside joke sa internet back then, I don't know if it's limited to the internet, but when you mention the game, anytime that you mention the game, you lose.
Yeah, I know that.
So feeling ko it's something to that extent. Am I correct?
No, that still has a shred of reasoning. It's just there's just absolutely no reasoning to why this is funny. It's just it's like one of the internet's greatest mysteries kind of thing. I mean,
Okay, so the mystery clearly the mystery continues.
Like if I were to say that if Shadow the Hedgehog, then there's a subtitle. Can I say male genitalia?
Just go.
Like, if I
Ayan,
Ano
ayan,
ang gusto
ayan.
mong masabi?
or there's actually a parallel to that. It's a really distorted, deep fried picture of Sonic the Hedgehog. And the caption just says "Nice cock, bro."
Yeah, there's the original meme of that was that Shadow the Hedgehog, he's just staring at you, and there's a subtitle, "Nice cock, bro."
How? Why would you even think of that? How?
Oh my god.
Kung ganito yung nararamdaman natin ng kung ganito yung nararamdaman
Okay.
ng magulang natin dati.
Feeling ko
Mom,
nga, ito nga yun.
Daddy, I'm sorry.
Ma, I'm so sorry, ma.
I would like to say sorry. So, ganito pala ang nararanasan nyo before.
Oo, ito
That's
pala
so
siguro
fucking
yun.
random to the point that it doesn't have to make sense. It's just funny. Like,
I will say, like, isang super malaking bahagi yun ng internet humor, just the randomness aspect. Like, even with, not to bring it up again, pero like, yung shoes example. Like, so yung video na yun, biglang, towards the end of the video, like, yung pinaka-bridge ng song, she goes like, these shoes are $300. Let's get them. Tapos when she tries the shoes on, hindi pala kasha sa paa niya. So the sales lady goes up to her and she's like, this size runs small. I don't think you're gonna fit because your feet are kind of big. Tapos biglang minura niya yung sales lady. And then like while she's screaming, fuck you! Like biglang may mga lumalabas na strippers. Tapos may hula hoop sila with fire. And like parang that was supposed to be funny na. So I guess in that sense medyo nag-coincide yung pagka-random ng humor natin. Hindi ko lang tayo
No,
magets.
so basically, the more stupid it is, that it's still funny regardless of generation. Sadyang, context-wise, doon na tayo nag-iiba. Parang kung ano yung, kung saan familiar sila sa familiarity natin. Like, before kasi with the shoes thing nga, parang, hindi na, they didn't know her. Plus, it was early YouTube days. It was early YouTube days eh. Oh, since we're talking about humor din naman, the difference between that, as sa millennials naman, well, in my case, growing up, it was more on physical humor eh. Parang, let's
Slapstick.
say very slapstick humor. Actually more on ano eh, actually sa hindi lang Gen Y yun eh. That was Gen Y. Hindi lang Gen X yun eh, Gen Y yun eh. Sa
Yeah,
mga
oo.
boomers na yun, 'di ba? Slapstick humor
Mm-mm.
doon nagsimula yun eh. Pero ano yun eh, parang nag-carry over yun tapos parang ako growing up, things that are funny pag nagsasabunutan sila, but like imagine mo bubble gang.
Mm.
Or ano yung nasa GMA, Home Along the Riles, yung mga ganun na klase ng
Actually,
that
that's also
those are the kinds of humor that's funny to me. Sila
Oo.
Babalu, sila Redford White. Those are the people that were funny to my eyes until now naman. Pero pag pinanood, say kayo ba, Johan Charles, are you familiar with Redford White, Babalu? Sino pa ba yung mga artista na sobrang luma na yan? I think you've heard
Yeah,
of them
I
naman.
know that. Yeah.
I don't think
Johan,
I've
for
heard.
sure you know Bubble Gang.
Yeah, I know Bubble Gang, but I haven't
Okay, okay.
di ko pa napanood like enough
Okay.
to like fully enjoy it or like recognize it for
Mm.
the
As
impact.
I said, they're very slapstick humor. It's very in your face kind of humor. I don't see that with with Gen Z humor. As far as I know, as far as I can see, kasi si Charles lang naman nakakasama kong Gen Z sa dito sa bahay, nakakasawa na nga. Char.
Pero yung napansin ko,
and that's the most distinct difference between Gen Zs and Gen Ys sa mata ko is their humor is stupid pero at the same time it's kinda parang you have to look beyond it to actually have it for it to actually be funny to you. Samantalang sa atin like it's there, like sinampal niya tong sampalin ko si JKim, that's funny.
try mo, sige.
Kasi kahit sa amin kahit sa amin magpipinsan nangyayari yun eh. Nagiinuman kami, parang sobrang
Ikaw may
lasing na
nananapak.
sinampal may nagsasampalan parang huy gising, sinampal kita, kunwari pinsan kita, sampalin kita. That's funny to everyone.
Yeah,
I'm not sure with the
oo.
Gen Zs if how they ewan ko, umiinom na ba kayo?
Si Charles may soju.
Oo nga talaga.
Si Johan every now and then will drink with me. Pero hindi, yung na-observe ko naman, so in line with that, yung na-observe ko din was, Johan, we talked about this the other night din. Parang dinadaan sa editing yung humor.
Yeah, very
Tama ba?
very edited. Yeah, very
Aha,
edited.
aha. So like if like for example itong conversation na to biglang may papasok na like edit na biglang lalaki yung mukha ko tapos may sound effect ng like sumasabog. Like for some reason you guys find that funny. I mean like it's funny in context but like yeah.
I
wouldn't go there if I wanted funny personally. Pero yun ang bago eh.
Okay, like I don't I think the best example I can give of that kind of humor that I myself enjoy is there's this YouTuber, his name is Ranton, and I really enjoy his edits, but his videos are mostly just consist of video game reviews. It's just his videos have an absurd amount of really stupid editing. Really like example, like he's Chinese German and he implements that kind of humor into his videos, as in for some reason his what of an intro for his video would be him pushing back his door, entering his room, and his eyes are glowing and he has the avatar arrow on his head, and then there's like a scream edited in the background for some reason, and then
Charles is laughing. I'm only just imagining it. Sabi ko, How this doesn't make a lick of sense to me at all. Samantala yung
It's
kapatid ko, ikaw kinikwento pa lang yan, wala pang visual representation yan. He's already laughing. Okay lang ba kayo?
No.
Are the children
no,
okay?
And it's
no,
Wait, ang sabi
okay.
niya, no.
no.
Okay, speaking of that, so like random, we had talked about randomness and then internet humor. So we grew up into the internet as opposed to kayo na you were born into it. So while it's virtually the same na parang like syempre yung internet na papasok sa mga conversations natin. Yung sa amin, it's more like, okay, this is what I saw on the internet versus like when you guys bring it, it's like your everyday thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
How does that affect the way that you guys communicate with one another? Like when you're with friends, does that inform the way that yung mga conversations nyo?
The way we consume media, right, with my generation is that it definitely affects our hangouts when we hang out. For instance, kanina, while I was attending a debut for my friend,
Oh my
out
God.
of our a lot of our conversations revolved around. Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry, I just realized na you guys are at that age na ng debut. Samantala,
Kaya may
parang
si...
samantalang dati, we were the ones attending debuts ng mga kaibigan natin.
Oo nga
Now
eh.
them, oh my God. Mind blown.
Diyos ko,
Oh my,
Thunders na tayo. Thunders na tayo.
I'm sorry for cutting you out. Ano yun, Charles?
A lot of our conversations revolved around the videos we've seen. Some of them are from TikTok, from our favorite artists. Sometimes it's from YouTube, from the artists we listen to, K-pop, Taylor Swift, that type of stuff. So if I were to say that if we consume media the same way as you do, our conversations would be a lot different.
Parang
makes
doon na
sense.
nag-prosper yung relationship nila. You know?
Oo.
Uh, I can actually build on what Charles said on that. So thank you, Charles, for going first. Basically, if you don't understand the same memes we do, we cannot be friends because yeah,
Grabe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
because a part of why my friends and I are friends is because we really can feed off of each other's humor. It's not just sarcastic remarks left and right. It's also just yeah, completely random memes that are just mentioned out of the blue that we just burst out laughing like
Mhm.
just because it's that meme and it's funny. You know,
Mhm.
not everyone that we know relates to that kind of humor, so that also results in us not being as close to them. Of course, there's other things as well, like the fact that you know we are very much into video games or certain shows. Bottom line, memes and internet culture and our overarching understanding of it plays a big part in the friends we make and just the people we make connections with.
Okay, that makes sense. Pero so you had mentioned Johan, you had mentioned earlier that like it's not so much exclusivity, but there is an element to the way that you guys form relationships where if you are not on the internet often enough or deep enough na hindi nyo maintindihan tong specific meme na to, for example, there's a chance that we're not going to be able to be as close friends as you might hope to be, parang ganon. So there's an element of pressure involved. Am I right in saying that?
It's not as much an element of pressure. I mean, for us, it's just like no, we don't understand the same memes.
We just don't
Whatever.
vibe,
Uh-huh.
kind of sense.
Yeah. We
Okay,
just don't.
okay.
Essentially, it's like this. You know, JKim doesn't get my memes, and it's not that I don't get his.
I really
It's not that it's not that I don't get his memes. It's just that it wasn't something I experienced when it happened. Like example, I'm sorry, but like I don't find it. The meme that I'm about to mention, I don't find it as funny as he finds it. Okay, it's deleted fat.
Should I
Oh my
even
God,
be
si Ann yung
offended by that? Teka lang.
Gago, Beb, hindi. Yung famous na, na fake line ni Demi Lovato. Are you
Oh,
familiar with that story?
no. Ano
Okay,
yun?
so mga
I thought
ka-brain
you called
cells.
ano, yung kung ano yung ano namin, yung memes namin deleted facts like, ha?
Okay. So, mga ka-brain cells and Gen Z, or if it just also happens that Gen Z kayo na brain cell, then like, sit down. I'm going to school you. Basically, nagkaroon ng issue si Demi Lovato because someone posted this fake story about kunyari fan sila and then they attended the Demi Lovato meet and greet. Tapos when she met when the fan met Demi daw, Demi was being super bitchy towards her. According to the story, sabi daw ni Demi, because like the fan approached Demi and she was like, "Oh my God, Demi, thank you so much for everything that you do in your career. You saved my life. I almost committed suicide." Ganun daw ka specific yung story ni fan. And then Demi just looked her up and down and said, "Oh my God, you're so fat." So, tapos,
Ha? Oh my
parang
god.
ganun daw kalala yung fake story. And then like, at some point daw, Demi started doing whale noises at the fan. And like, as soon as they brought up the whale noises, dun na alam ng mga tao sa Twitter na like, okay, this is a fake story. Demi didn't actually do that. Tapos, nung pinost yung fake story na yon, gumawa si fan na yon ng fake conversation na diniem siya ni Demi Lovato. And she was like, "Yo, fam, why did you expose me for speaking whale? Deleted fat." So, doon nagaling yung deleted fat. And yun, like,
Sobrang laki
after that,
talaga ng ano no? Like everything revolves around social media. Basically, the
yeah, oo.
humor, the jokes, and all that stuff. Like, parang most of their differences involve social media.
Mhm,
Correct me if you
mhm.
disagree. Pero when it comes to social media kasi, parang saan ba tayo laging natatambay? Parang this is actually a question for the two of you, Johan and Charles. Saan kayo mas nadadalas na social media platform?
YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know, right now, I switch from time to time. But right now, I'm most active in Discord. Twitter, not so much anymore.
Twitter, not
YouTube,
so
I'm
much, right
definitely
after
there.
you said that you have 3 separate accounts.
I was just about to say, tatlo account mo, hindi ka tambay yan.
Oh,
Well,
Kaya naman ako.
Facebook, I only use it for the messenger. What
mhm.
else? Yeah, that's those are my social medias.
How about you,
Okay,
Johan?
okay.
Apart from YouTube, ano pa ba?
Well, Discord lang kasi I only use it for talking with friends. Tapos,
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
uh,
This is parang exclude natin para ang pandemic kasi as we all know pandemic has had a big impact on Discord's usage
Mhm.
basically.
Oo,
Kasi before
yeah,
the
yeah,
pandemic hindi
absolutely.
naman ako a big Discord user pero ngayon parang these are the communities now eh.
Same,
Dito na tayo
yeah.
nagkikita sa mga tao, dito na nagkakakilala mga tao pero
Mm-mm.
apart from the pandemic
I'm still not a big Discord user. I'm just not really as active. I'm just not really as active on there. I think I'd say the second biggest social media platform I'm on is Instagram.
mm,
Uh, but I
Okay.
don't. Not yeah, but not like I don't go there for like sorry yeah like this isn't to like distance myself from any of my friends or the people I know. Okay, I don't go there for you guys. I go there for my memes.
The shade.
we
The
go
shade.
back to the memes though.
Oo nga eh.
I
We go
no,
back to
but
the
like
memes.
but like this isn't to distance myself from any of my friends. Like if a friend posts something, I was like okay, double tap, yeah, move on, right? But
Mhm.
this goes back to how my friends and I share the same kind of humor. If we share the same kind of humor, we share the same Instagram memes a lot, and that's
Okay.
exactly what we
Oh,
do. That's exactly what we
Okay.
do.
Kasi
Okay.
in my experience naman, as a millennial, Facebook started with us eh. Parang tayo even after
Essentially,
Friendster,
yeah.
and we're not
Mhm.
gonna go there.
After
Friendster
Friendster and
is
Multiply.
multiply and Facebook and Tumblr yung nagsabay eh. Pero
Oo,
nung
yeah.
nagsimula ang Facebook, I use Facebook for a lot of things like ranting out a lot, like a lot,
Oo. Oo,
sharing
same.
news, political posts. Wala pa masyadong memes noon eh. Although we did have a few, pero not as expounded, not as big as it is now. Pero ayun nga, meron pang uso dati, di ba, na parang you can comment on my wall or tag nyo ako sa geto. We have games on Facebook even. Yung mga wala yung League
Pet
of Legends, walang
Society.
Valorant. Oh yeah, yun ang games
Pet
namin before.
Society.
Friends for sale.
Farmville.
Oh my
Farmville.
God, mataas ang value ko sa Friends for sale dati.
Hindi
Sana
ako
until now.
nagpa-Farmville, pero Pet Society was my shit. Tang ina.
Pet
Grabe.
Society, ano ba? Cityville, Restaurant City ang number one
Oo,
ko noon.
oo,
I'm not
yeah.
sure if naabutan nyo yun or nilaro or na-addict kayo doon. Pero with our generation, with Facebook, Facebook ang naging number one talaga sa millennials. Until now naman. Hindi lang sa, not just in our community, the LGBT community, which is mostly on Twitter now. Pero
Oo.
Facebook pa rin, sa millennials pa rin ang Facebook. Including mga, the boomers are still on Facebook. But ang dami talaga active sa Facebook na millennials.
Hindi,
Well,
kini-out
in
tayo
my
ng
case
mga
naman,
boomers eh.
well, kaya nag-transfer tayo to Twitter.
Kaya nag-transfer tayo sa Twitter.
Oh, pero until now, I still have a lot of friends who are active on Facebook, posting their
That's true.
personal shit. And pero mostly memes din. Marami ang memes sa I actually use Facebook just for memes now and Messenger nga.
Same.
Parang that's
Oo.
one thing in common natin na we use Facebook for Messenger na lang.
Oo.
Pero ako pang
Definitely.
pinakatambay ko talaga is Twitter and Instagram. Pero not for
Oo.
with Johan's purpose na for the memes. Ang gamit ko Instagram is for for hi at the moment. Nandito kami sa MOA.
Yes.
Sino
Nandito pa rin
nandito?
po yung globe.
Nandito pa rin siya, hindi siya nanakaw. Apparently, it's just a marketing ploy. Pero guys,
Ang daming pera ni The Rock, guys. Ang daming pera ni The Rock.
it's actually for, parang, yun nga, it's for us to be on a social level. Yung paggamit namin with Instagram and Twitter. Pero yun nga, ang naging peak namin talaga was Facebook.
What I
Would you
will
guys be able to survive without your phone?
yes, because I have my computer.
Ay, hindi. Okay, hindi.
Ang daya
Walang
mo!
loophole na ganyan. Ang daya nito. Walang
Ang daya!
loophole na ganyan.
Oh,
The entire point
pero
is
smart.
Yeah, sige, go,
That's
go,
smart.
go, go. Oo.
No, but before I answer that question, I will say that I treat Reddit more like most people would normally treat Twitter and Facebook. That's where I make
Really?
my posts. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
What about ikaw, Charles?
Well, I visit Reddit.
Really?
I'm not as
I didn't
active
know.
as
Same.
other people. But yeah, Reddit is its own. It has
a whole new universe.
threads.
Ah.
It has
Yeah.
specific threads for your interest. So in its own way, it's basically Twitter, but on a different platform.
It's
Oh,
it's
I
it's
didn't know
bas-
Reddit is actually big for and
it
for the Gen
it,
Zs.
it kind of is. It's just yeah, he's right. Reddit's basically Twitter, but it's just a different breed of annoying people.
Well, no, yeah,
Yes.
that never really
Annoying
happened.
annoying people, but a different kind of annoying. It's not people getting offended over everything kind of annoying. It's more of oh, I'm on Reddit, therefore I'm better than everyone else who doesn't use Reddit. kind of thing.
Unwarranted superiority
Yeah.
complex, ganon.
Oh, good
Yeah,
God.
basically, and
Yeah.
it's that's really annoying because with that comes people who really just because they can they just make unnecessarily rude comments on posts about saying actually you can just do this or do that, like example, like in a game, you post the recording of your gameplay, like oh look, I just had this 200-meter snipe. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. And then you have this obnoxious guy going, that's easy, I could do 300 meters. Just a very basic example. I'm not it's not it's not like representative of like all kinds of annoying redditors, but it's an example because that superiority complex is found in almost every redditor you see online.
They treat it like a peeing competition, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Mataasa ng ihi, basically.
Mataas ang
And-
ihi, literally.
Yeah, or if you rant about something on Reddit, like example, nag-grind ka sa RPG tapos ang baba ng stat rolls mo sa grind mo. It's like you just screenshot it and then you just caption it. Are you serious? Just my luck. Someone will say, you could just grind again, get over it, kind of thing.
Oh my god. Okay.
I honestly didn't know that Reddit was a big thing for Gen Zs. Kasi
Well,
I know a few friends who uses Reddit, like maybe 2 or 3 people in my life that are in my age spectrum. Pero So Gen Z, I didn't think that it would be that popular. Honestly.
I can't say Reddit is big either. It's just big in my group because
Hmm.
we're very similar people. I don't speak for all of Gen Z, but me personally, Reddit is big, but it's not as big as the other platforms.
Hmm.
Even among my friends, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that actually uses Reddit. Sometimes
Hmm.
some people will just use Reddit to ask questions or much more because Reddit, sabi nga ni Johan kanina, Reddit has a lot of people who want to be superior, sir.
Sir.
So,
kailan ka nag
so,
kailan ka naging Australian? Sir. Ah, di ko
so,
alam na may lahi pala tayo. Di ko na-inform.
Just ko. Kala pa hapon kayo.
so some people would just use Reddit as a place to ask questions, so they can feed the people on it regularly egos.
So you guys mentioned superior, like I know you kind of implied it earlier, and then I just used the term superiority complex. There is a kind of, and this is something that even kami see as millennials dealt with. There is a kind of pressure that came with yung paggagamit ng social media. Yung sa amin, the pressure kind of became, okay, there are people now who are able to post about, okay, nasa Bali ako nung isang linggo, tapos nasa Argentina ako ngayon. And this is all because I was able to make money by selling hotcake. Parang ganon. Yung that sort of level of, now I can post my accomplishments on social media, and like it
Hmm.
builds this entire culture of like dun nagaling hustle culture, all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like since you guys were born into social media, I hate to keep using that phrase, but like I think yun yung isang pinadefining trait din ng Gen Z eh. Since you guys were born into social media, like be exposed to all of that sort of humble bragging sa social media, normal na yun sa inyo. How does that affect the way that you guys experience social pressure?
Personally, I don't. I don't like I like it's just more of a okay if you get off to sucking your own dick, whatever.
Is this
Okay,
what I
again,
sound
this
like? See,
this episode again is tagged as explicit, and I will not deny or confirm yung tanong mo, JKim.
guys,
Bahala kayo
nanggaling
magkapatid dyan.
nanggaling yun sa kapatid ko hindi ako. So clearly.
Ano ba tinuturo mo sa mga kapatid mo, JKim?
Johan, you were talking about your perspective, but like I mean, you also mentioned your friends kanina having those kinds of attitudes towards social media where like magpo-post sila about yung party na pinanggalingan nila, recent travels, whether it was by themselves or with family, the kinds of people that they're able to hang out with, blah 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 blah, cars that they don't actually own, stuff like that. So like I'm glad that you're not affected by that, but it does have an effect on your generation as a whole. So like how do you see your friends, or ikaw din Charles, you can answer this question then. How do you see it affecting the way that you guys deal with that kind of pressure?
To me, I don't know if it's some. I don't know if it affects my whole generation,
Mhm.
pero I do feel envy when it comes to my friends being, hey, I just came back from a vacation. I do feel a lot of envy towards that, so I feel like I'm pressured to do well because it feels, even though I know that I don't owe anyone that effort, pero I feel like
Mhm.
I should keep up with them, or at least try to keep up with them. So I do
Mm-mm,
push
mm-mm,
myself a lot.
mm-mm. Having to keep up, no? Yun yung mahirap eh. I have a hard time keeping up with the music. K-pop,
Oh
feeling
my
ko.
God.
Charles, this is where I feel like medyo nakaka-keep up pa ako. Like, nakaka-keep up ako sa K-pop. So, like, dun tayo medyo so,
Oo.
like, Itzy is still number one fave, apart
Pareho
from
kayo.
Blackpink and everything. So, K-pop is one of the things that I feel like, okay, I can keep up with this pa kahit paano. But, like,
Pero
K-pop, haha.
K-pop, didn't K-pop start with millennials? I think
Yeah.
that started way back when I think Wonder Girls.
Yeah,
21.
2009.
Yeah.
Aawayin tayo nila Miko pag sabihin natin sa
Oo
Gen
nga
Z
eh.
nagsimula yan.
No, I'm not saying it started with Gen Z. Definitely not. But like, of course, as K-pop kept going, syempre nahabol na rin yung mga Gen Z and everything. Especially because K-pop was really meant to go global at some point, and
Mm.
it is global now. So dumadating na rin sa point na yun. But everything else, like for example, so yung isang malaking trend ngayon sa pop music and as a whole is yung throwback sound. So like ang daming 70s influences ng music ngayon, Dua Lipa, obviously.
Number one, Dua Lipa. Pero
What sort of
Dua Lipa is parang catered to both Gen Zs and millennials eh.
I guess, yeah, pero like pop music always changes. So like even if we're just going back by yung life natin as millennials. So in
Sorry,
the
pare.
in the early 2000s, pop was R&B inspired. Hence
Yes.
Destiny's Child,
Yeah.
Destiny's Child yun yung pinaka like poster child ko for like pop music in the
Forever.
2000s.
Oh, hiwa-hiwalay mo yung
Um
Destiny's Child. Sila
yeah,
Beyonce.
tapos
Sila si
in the
Kelly.
2010s yung pinaka predominant genre was EDM. Kaya ang daming mga festivals dati and all of the dance all of like the dance parties and all that shit. And then late 2010s dun na pumasok yung influence of hip hop. And last I checked, I think as of last year, hip hop is the biggest, most successful genre in all of music worldwide. So I think one of the things that influenced then like part of the reason why I can't keep up with why I have a hard time keeping up with music today is because of the way that hip hop sounds now.
Mm.
It's not so much that I'm averse to it, pero parang ano yung pinaka nag-a-appeal sa inyo,
May hip-hop ba
Charles?
ngayon?
I
Yeah.
I I have
Mm,
something to say
there
about
are.
like all the ages you mentioned, and some of these. I all I can say is I will die on this mountain. Okay. Let's start with 2010. Sabi mo 2010. Around 2010, I can say that I love Daft Punk. I love Daft Punk, especially their especially the music they made for Tron Legacy. Still one of the hands down one of the best movies I've ever watched.
Cultured.
And I also enjoy dubstep. Sorry, I
Oh
will
my
die. On this. I will die standing on this mountain.
Luma na
Okay.
nun! Oh my God! Tapos
Uh,
way back in high school, for me high school ko.
Same, same,
Oh.
Oh,
same.
good lord.
yeah, I enjoy scary monsters and nice sprites.
Oh my
I-
God, sinight pa talaga. I was in
Yeah,
2009.
and the next one with late 2010s. Uh, as of now, gusto ko talaga yung J-pop, like J-pop over anything else. One thing that has stayed constant for me nung 2013 2014 pa onwards is rap music, specifically Eminem. I really enjoy Eminem's music, and
Okay.
ever since the new wave of hip hop came up with the whole mumble rap kind of thing, it just made me want to put a 9 millimeter in my mouth.
Oh my God, let's not go that triggering. Grabe. Let's not
Sorry, but
let's not go that far. But okay, gets naman. Ikaw ba,
I,
Charles?
I hate mumble rap. That's all I'll say. That's what you call songs like Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, or
Oh yeah. O nga pala, yun yung mga ano ngayon. Yun yung mga quote-unquote the trend in hip-hop right now. Tignan mo, I'm not even familiar with that. Well, I'm not versed in that, but I'm just familiar. The reason why is I don't like it personally. It's not
Yeah.
for me.
I'm not averse.
Like,
I just
okay,
don't like it.
I just wanna say, okay, look, I just wanna say I'm not dissing anyone who enjoys those kinds of songs. It's just I wouldn't enjoy them.
Okay.
If you play
fair
them in
enough.
front of me, they're a personal
Ano,
attack. I'm
In
joking.
your opinion ba, parang what would be the most prominent thing that you can say is ano ang pinaka-prominent sa Gen Z na sa music when it comes to Gen Zs? Parang ano ang when you say this artist or when you say this song or when you say this type of genre, this is definitely Gen Z. Kasi with sa amin parang what I can say is OPM for again, not dissing on any bands out there in this generation, pero with Gen Ys, with millennials, OPM peaked.
Yeah.
Silent Sanctuary. Kalia Lily, Sponge Cola, Moonstar 88, and all those bands, all those OPM artists, even with ballad songs, dun nag-peak ang OPM. For
Bamboo.
me, Bamboo, Yang Constantino. Ngayon kasi, we have a lot of new rising artists then. This in this
Mhm.
generation, sa Gen Z, Generation Z. We have ano sino yun? Ben and Ben. We have Ben and Ben. Sino ba yung mga kasabayan ng Ben and Ben? Sino pa ba ang mga kasabayan nila?
Then and then,
That boy group,
Uh,
that,
four
ano?
spades.
Yun, that Four Spades.
Four of
The what now?
Spades.
Four
Four
spades.
Spades.
Four of Spades. Nasa isip ko. Oh, kita mo. Ang nasa isip ko, Ace of Spades. Kasi gusto ko magsugal.
Gag- gag- Sasabihin ko sana, baka naman Ivy of Spades yung tingin mo. Yung nasa mo. It's not Ivy of Spades, guys.
Those became they became forgettable to me kasi nga, their sound is not up to my standards na, parang hindi na yun yung type ko.
Kinasanayan.
Hindi ko na nakasanayan. Pero
Yeah.
with Four Spades, I've noticed nga na parang, ano yung pangalan ni nag-solo artist doon? Si
Unique, yeah.
Unique. Yan, napansin ko even sa kaibigan ni Charles, they listen, not just kaibigan, ito yung mga ka-age group ni Charles kasi I know people who are 22, 23, 24 na nakikinig lagi ng kay Unique Salonga, Unique Salonga and other artists na hindi na naging familiar talaga sa akin. Sino-sino pa ba yung mga artists na masasabi niyong Gen Z talaga nagsimula?
Does it have to be OPM?
It doesn't have to be OPM, any
Doesn't have
kind
to
of
be
artistic.
OPM.
I would
Very
mention
good.
them, but I don't remember their names because I don't listen to them. My friends, like, if my
Ex-battalion.
friends,
Oh, X Battalion is Gen Z, di ba?
I would
Yes.
think so.
See, sobrang out of touch ko na. OPM pa rin naman X Battalion, pero hindi na ako familiar sa kanila kasi they don't appeal to me anymore. Like, there are some
I
naman.
will remain silent on what my brother said. I will remain silent. And my friends, if any of you are listening to this, I am sorry that I don't remember a lot of the artists that you've listened to. I'm sorry.
Brace
Disclaimer lang
themselves.
daw.
Yeah, this disclaimer, like, especially if it's pop. What I can say, okay, no, definitely Olivia Rodrigo.
Answer the question.
Olivia Rodrigo, Dua Lipa, Ariana. Well,
Hmm. Ar-
it started.
Ariana caters to most age groups kasi. Well, for
Yeah.
millennials and Gen Z, I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna say that when she started her music career, I can say a lot of people my age already liked her right off the bat. Pero my brother also listened to her, so she catered to both Gen Y and Gen Z. I can't say that Ariana exclusively started in Gen Z, and I'm not so sure about the others as well. That the other two I mentioned as well, but Billie Eilish, okay, also one of them. There, they definitely were. I definitely only ever heard of them from my batchmates. So I don't know if they did start out like when we were with us, but yeah, I think those are one of the best representatives of my generation's music. So
Hey, how about you, Charles? Do you have anyone or any band or group to add to that list?
Well, I guess my K-pop groups. I mean, most K-pop groups. I guess most of their fans are younger because most of Gen Y has stand the second generation groups, and after the third generation K-pop went and came, they started not feeling the music as much as SNSD or 21, Miss A. So I
Tiara.
guess the newer groups of K-pop are much more Gen Z cater. Like, I guess BTS is part of that. ITZY, Stray Kids, Twice. A
Uh,
bit
Saya.
because the music is, yeah, I can pretty much confirm that the music from Gen Y era of K-pop is a lot different than my
Ah.
era of K-pop.
I will add though, I really enjoy. Sorry.
sorry. Super Junior yun, di ba?
Yeah.
Sinayaw bigla eh. Hindi, but ano,
Ironic.
So we've talked about music. The other thing that we wanted to discuss was slang, particularly generational slang.
Yeah,
So,
like
see, this is the
Hegemony.
part where we really feel where we're really gonna feel old.
parang
Nobody's.
I remember so many slangs na well, hindi, not slangs. I remember so many moments namin ni Charles
Mhm.
na gagamitan niya ako ng slang and I'll be just like, what the fuck are you saying? I'll just stare at him very, very blankly. Maybe taasan ko siya ng kilay, then I'm just gonna say, what the fuck? Pinagsasabi
Ano?
mo. Sabi,
Sige,
ano?
gago, Beb, nung isang gabi, so we had the pre-call, diba? So after nag-sign off kayo dun sa, sa call na yon, tinanong ko si Johan, sabi ko, Johan, I asked you, sabi ko, lit, as in Lit, lit is Gen Z slang, right? He was like, yeah, but that's old now. I'm like, the fuck? I only
Yeah.
started using that
Nobody,
recently.
nobody
No one
says lit
uses lit
anymore.
anymore.
Oh my
Nobody
god!
Oh my god!
So,
I just
so what
recently started using lit and then it's not a
Same.
thing anymore. It's like us telling the boomers, no, that's not a thing, don't stop making fetch happen.
Stop making fetch happen. Now it's stop making lit happen. So like nobody says fierce anymore. Nobody says dope.
Oh,
I never
Fierce is
used
good.
dope.
Fierce is still good.
Fierce is still.
Pero who says dope?
Fierce is kind of universal.
Dope is.
Straight people use dope. I
Straight
never
people
used
use
it.
dope.
I'm not sure. I think it's straight.
I can I don't I neither can I, but I haven't heard it from anyone either.
Ano
Oh,
ba
wait,
ba?
no.
More of Western culture.
A little bit.
I guess it's more of a Western culture to use dope.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, ano pa ba?
Saan ba nagsimula ang mga slang na to? First word would be, is this Gen Z or Gen Y? Fam.
Gen Z.
Is it Gen Z?
Uh,
I feel like
I'm
it's
not
much
sure.
more rooted
I feel like
in. I feel like it's not much of a Gen Z thing. More of it of more. Oh my god. It's much more of a black people thing.
okay,
It's not from
fair
our
enough.
generation.
okay, yeah, not from our generation, but like it was around mga 2015, 2016 ang pinagsimulan.
Somewhere along
I
that.
guess.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I started
sure. Kasi I
using
never
that
used it.
then.
Personally, I never used
that's
that.
that's when I started hearing it. Yes, it was it was more of a black people thing, but everyone kind of started using it after that, and
Yeah.
even up to now, just not as much as before, but
Because
no,
everybody
people
steals from the black people. Let's be real.
They have the good things.
Yeah, they have everything really, really good, and that's why everybody steals from them. Like, let's just
Mm.
give them credit where credit is due. But
True.
so fam, ano pa?
Another word siguro would be basic. When did basic start? Is it Gen Z or Gen Y?
I think that's Gen Y.
Yeah, I
Isn't it?
think that was Gen
Basic?
Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
The equivalent to basic to Gen Z is cringe. Or somewhere
yeah,
around there.
cringe.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Point. Well,
Like, I can imagine Regina George saying I'm basic rather than cringe.
Okay.
true. Good example.
Who is the Gen Z? Who is the Gen Z equivalent of Regina George?
these
No one.
days
Regina George is only.
it's her own. It's her own person.
Is it
Yeah.
not the girl from Scream Queens?
Si Chanel. Chanel
Chanel.
over.
Emma Roberts made her. Emma Roberts did a good job in making her own kind of portrayal, or
Mm.
Her
Pero
own
is it Gen Z or
social
Gen
media
Y?
meme.
Scream Queens. I will say Gen Z, because my female batchmates definitely watched Scream Queens. None of the guys
Mhm.
did. I only knew about Scream Queens because of my brother.
Because clearly I'm the gay person in this household.
T.
T?
Gen Z or Gen Y?
Like,
T.
I think.
Tsaa.
Yeah, I think T is universal though.
I thought you were gonna pertain to the fact that these days a lot of people make fun of the British accent.
No.
No, we're not going there. No. T, I think is universal. Kasi nag-umpisa, it wasn't really specific to a generation. If it was, nag-umpisa sa generation that started drag culture.
Mm.
Kasi T was really just supposed to mean truth. So tell me the truth, and then like, what's the T? What is the truth? Tapos eventually naging, what's the tea? Spill the tea, as in like, kaya naging tsaa. So yeah, I feel like it was more of a queer, queer
Well,
ano,
true din
term
naman.
then. What is your, Charles, Johan, sabay kayo dito, what what slang do you use now? And then i-define nyo. Tapos kami ni C yung maghahanap ng no, equivalent namin.
Equivalent, yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I no.
Nar.
No. Actually, ang dami ko nakikitang ganun, nar.
Even on Twitter, that's actually pretty
Help.
common.
I
Help?
can't think of an equivalent for
Yeah.
that.
Help.
Help. Yeah, help. Yeah. Okay, ano pa?
Yung keyboard smashes.
Yeah. Yung
ASDF,
SDF, oh. That's
Ano
actually
pa?
that's actually pretty recent. Parang I asked Charles, ano to? Okay ka lang ba? Are you having a seizure?
No. Okay. No. I know what the correct one is now. So, keyboard smash, ASDFGHAKL. That's millennial. The Gen Z version is.
That's so old.
Oh yeah.
No, that's kind of.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, yeah, there's variations of it. Like
Yeah.
is older than my keyboard smashes.
Ano yung keyboard
pero-
smash mo ngayon?
It's
So,
less.
may type niya.
It's much more of a Tumblr girl aesthetic,
Tumblr
not much
version.
of
When
a
I-
keyboard smash.
Oo.
Yeah, that's
that one video.
That's 2016 onwards is kind of old, and just
It's not 2016. Oh my god, I'm so
Hence
offended.
the point. It's our generation versus yours.
Fine.
Oh, okay. But no, but like that's when I was exposed to the whole kind of thing.
Oh god,
But-
okay. So maybe I'm just that late.
That was yeah.
See, I'm starting to hate this
Actually-
episode. This whole
Like,
this whole
it's
hour,
not-
parang it's just a constant reminder that I'm fucking old. I'm fucking 27.
No, here's the thing though. I actually only ever got. Actually because my mom was very used to be very restrictive of the access of devices I had, so I actually
Used
only
to
had a
be?
proper. Yeah, because no,
See,
my my first phone was a Nokia 1210, and then my first one was a Nokia 1210, and then after that naging iPhone 5, but the iPhone 5 had really weak access to the internet, so I wasn't able to delve much into it. I don't know
Okay.
why. So I couldn't download stuff like Facebook or Twitter or Reddit, stuff like that. This is where I can say that like throughout my whole childhood, the only thing I ever had like in terms of device consumption were my video games and YouTube. That's why people like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and the last two are even like later. People like those guys, they kind of shaped me. I can say they shaped me. I only ever started getting into internet culture like the way it was around about 2015, 2016 when
Okay.
I got a better phone. The internet culture that I will say I was ever like first ever like introduced to is Vine.
Okay,
last-
there we go.
the
Medyo
last-
magkakasundo na tayo doon.
The last years of Vine.
that's our common ground. Eh.
Yun na yung commonality natin. Okay.
I had so much fun watching Vines. I loved Vines. Okay, and-
Vine is somewhere in between the two types of humor na ano natin eh. It's the internet stupid humor na kinwento sa kanina ni Johan and ni Charles, as well as the physical slapstick humor na minention ko kanina. It combines the two eh. Parang it's all caught on cam. It's all fucking stupid. It may be staged or not. It's sa panahon ngayon, those are short videos lang, which is perfect for attention span.
And it's a sort of attention grabbing kind of humor then that kind of permeates TikTok today.
True.
Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Oo.
It's less of what it evolved into and more of what it needed to become, because I feel like things would have been a lot different than they are today if Vine had survived.
That's exactly what Brittany Broski said. So clearly, Clearly,
Oh,
medyo aligned tayo as generations kahit papano.
but
Sige, sige. Vine was cool. I miss Vine, kind of.
Vine is a legacy.
It's a
Vine
legacy.
is
It really
iconic.
is.
Vine
Yeah.
is hidden treasure na ngayon, pero it
Uh-huh.
still is very relevant to most, even to Gen Zs and Gen Ys.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
that kind of humor, that somewhere in between connects us eh. Pero sa tingin nyo, apart from internet stuff, what connects Gen Zs and Gen Ys?
our dislike for old people.
Oh my god!
Oh
What
my
is it that you dislike about the old people? Johan? Charles, ikaw din.
Pero I can't even deny.
Charles, Johan, mag-ingat kayo ha. Ako lang yung mag-isa sa isang kwarto. Kami lang yung mag-isa sa kwarto. Yung mga nanay natin, Diyos ko.
Sa mga magulang po na nanonood ng episode na to, we don't hate you. As alone, we hate you
We just
collectively.
wish you would get with the program.
No, so basic. I actually agree. Gen Zs and Gen Ys have this certain relationship with boomers and have this certain that I'm calling them the common enemy.
What do
Because
you wish
boomers
you
are
knew
in
about
a league way of their own eh. Parang
that?
it's like tayo ang magkakampi when it comes to different opinions of as opposed to the opinions of boomers. Kasi parang they have a very different upbringing. Diba?
Definitely, yeah.
Sobrang iba ng upbringing nila. We lived in the internet age. Yun nga, parang you guys were born into it. Kami yung parang what was your term, JKim?
We came into it. We
We
grew up
came
with it.
into it. The boomers didn't have anything at all. I think that had a lot of impact with the way we think
Mhm.
as Gen Zs and Gen Ys.
And
Boomers
World War
wala
II
eh.
was still fresh in their minds.
Oh my God, okay. So, okay, sige, since you...
This isn't a shade throw. It's just facts. Like even up
Okay.
to the 70s, but people around that age were still thinking about World War II.
Johan, how do you think that affects the way that the boomers treat us, both Gen Y and Gen Z today?
This is where I can say now. This I'll go with the most common one. Boomers. I think I speak for everyone when I say boomers always see people our age as weak or soft or snowflake, mga ganon. Diba?
Okay. Yeah.
And
In our
Sa
age,
mga boomers,
eh,
again sa mga boomers po na nakikinig, this is not no shade.
and I was just about
Wala
to
po
throw
akong inaaway.
shade. I was just about to throw shade. I was just like, boomers are looking at us like, back then we were swallowing torpedoes, and now you're getting pissed. Now you're getting
But now we
pissed
can
because
actually
someone-
make the torpedoes disappear.
ibang klaseng
Yeah.
torpedo yung pinag-usapan mo, kuya.
Oh my God!
Not
Don't
gonna lie.
expose me like this. Oh my God. Anyway,
How about you, Charles? What are your opinions on that?
What was the question again?
It was like, yung kung ano ang parang apart from Vines and our common enemy, ano pa sa tingin mo ang common ground ng Gen Ys and Gen Zs?
That's the most distinct. What Johan said was the most distinct thing that I could say for us that we share. So it's a bit hard for me to answer that because what I was supposed to answer doesn't feel like much more of a generation difference, but much more of a community different similarity. I think I just want to add on to Johan because it does really affect both of us. Like I can clearly say that the way that generation has treated us.
This is not Voldemort. You can say that they can save their generation.
biglang nag-adjust.
The generation that will not be mentioned.
It definitely has affected both of us. That is similar enough that we can consider them a problem.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's the thing is like yung mga Gen Ys, they're the second generation to come off of the boomers. Yung Gen X's pa, we don't see them as negatively as we see boomers. We don't see them negatively at all. Okay. But what I will say, the best way I can illustrate this kind of conflict is, kunyari may boxing match. Okay. On the red corner, boomers. Okay. Mga nanonood lang, mga Gen X. But you have Gen Ys on the stretchers massaging the shoulders of the Gen Z that's about to, brawl with the boomer. Basically,
Oh, in fairness sa analogy, yeah.
That's actually a good example. Like you can imagine it
Oh,
happening. Like I'm pretty sure right now you guys are imagining your ourselves in it against our parents.
yeah. Basically, oo.
Pero in some way may times din na magkatalo ang Gen Z and Gen Y. So
Yeah.
basically every generation has its own difference na parang
It does.
no, no,
yeah.
our opinion is better. No, us, we're better than you. So tapos
Yeah.
yung isa, papunta pala kayo, pabalik na kami.
Yung age mo is showing again, see?
Oh, good God.
Pero okay, that kind of brings us to our last question. Like, what is it that you wish kaming mga Gen Y, kaming mga millennials, knew and understood about Gen Z that would hopefully shed some light on your situation and siguro bawasan yung animosity between yung generations natin. Because as we had mentioned before, we have a common enemy and we're all in the same boat. So, mag-olive branch na tayo. Let's bury the hatch.
Akala mo nag-away talaga. Akala mo may ongoing war.
Oo nga eh. But like, yeah, kids next door. Charot. Wait, my age is showing. But like, what
Your
is,
age is our age is showing on that
Yeah.
on that
but
cartoon.
what is it that you wish like that you wish us millennials understood about yung pinagdadaanan ng generation yo that yeah would hopefully make us understand you more so that there's less potential conflict between the two because we can all agree that Gen Z versus Gen Y it's such a pointless thing that the boomers let's face it it's the boomers who are trying to instigate yung war na yon and it's like we're not having we're calling it now. None of us in this call are having it. Like, there's no point.
I guess I can say not everything we do kind. I guess I don't speak for everyone when I say this, pero not everything we do needs a reason. Not everything we do or understand even has a reason. Not even everything we understand can be understood. Uh, the thing is, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people my age would take you guys asking us what we're doing the wrong way. Because when you ask us, why are you doing this? I feel like I can. This is speaking from personal experience because even with people that are still Gen Z, I've talked to people who are still Gen Z, but they're younger than me. It's just like 3 years younger than me. And I ask them, why do you do this? They take it the wrong way because when I ask something like that, nafa-flashback sila tuloy sa when their parents would ask, why are you doing that? So, naging defensive sila in that process. So, I guess the closest thing I can give to like something that can help us understand each other is you don't just go with it.
Mhm.
Huwag mo nang tanungin.
Don't ask.
Huwag mo na-
Don't
No,
ask.
it's nice then that
Basically.
you brought that up because it kind of goes back then to our first question, which is about one of our first questions, which is about the letter E. I mean,
Exactly.
with that
We
in mind,
circle back to the letter E to that fucking letter na
yeah, with that in mind, I mean, kami ni C, sobrang na confused kami, but like, nothing really needs an explanation when you put it that way. Like, if you guys just find it funny, then yeah, it's funny. So yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
and trying to dissect it and trying to explain it, that's something that I myself personally can share. When someone keeps asking why on like a certain piece of humor that I find funny, yes, this is a callback to a memory I've had. will not mention who. Okay, but you
I
know
have a name,
when
you
I
know.
try to dissect, when no 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 no, guys, not yun, not yun, guys.
Hindi ikaw, Beb, yung kasama niya sa kwarto.
Okay.
Okay, no, but like when you try to dissect something, when a lot of the time when you find something funny for no reason and you're forced to dissect the reasoning behind why you find it funny, the reason why it's funny gets taken away, and you don't enjoy the joke anymore.
That's
And I
true. That's
hate
true.
that. I hate not enjoying jokes because it's a good joke because you don't understand it. But when you try to dissect it, like, is Nicolas Cage a good or bad actor? It's you
Community.
yes, you don't. It's not fun anymore, and it just makes your life it makes your life a lot more miserable. I feel.
Okay.
I can say that I agree with having to constantly defend yourself with the things you enjoy doesn't feel right to me because having to explain it removes the magic that you feel when you're experiencing it.
Mhm.
Nakakawalang gana mabuhay.
Oh my God, nihilism. Okay. That's Gen Y humor. But okay, sige, go, go, go.
I find that if I have to explain myself at everything that I enjoy, like why are you staying up so late? Why are you feeling this way? Just feel happier. Like that's not going to solve anything, and it just makes me feel even worse. So I'd much rather that the other generations would just understand that some things are just meant to be for no reason. And also there's also the fact that I wish people would just let other people enjoy what they want without policing their emotions.
It
That
doesn't
makes
have to
sense.
make sense to you.
Oo. Yeah.
Parang basically to us
Mhm.
or to other
Basically.
people. Mm.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, we're on the internet. You can just scroll away. The block button's right right there. The mute button's right there. If you don't want to inform me that you want to unfollow me, just fucking mute me.
Gets. Okay. One of the things that I loved about not just this conversation, but like what I like about what I'm seeing from mga Gen Z is some of the things that we wished to see and I had when we were your age was like sobrang normal na sa inyo. Like for example, it's so normal for you guys to be in normal healthy barcadas where like at least one of you might be queer in some sense. I had to wait an entire lifetime for like, oh, okay, mga 9 out of 10 of us are actually queer sa grupo na to. And like, I had to wait until I was in college to actually experience that. And sobrang
I can
involved
vouch
kayo.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, sobrang involved na kayo sa mga political conversations. Like, the other day, I was sitting in Starbucks, tapos ano, and normally ayoko sa mga maingay na, na katabi na table. But I made an exception for a group of like these Gen Z college kids. Kasi sigaw silang sigaw about yung prof nila who's super sexist and super parang sabi nila like, "Oy, alam mo si Sir ganito ganyan, sobrang sexist niya." Sabi niya women should become presidents kasi sobrang hormonal and emotional daw nila. And I'm sitting here like, who is this prof? They need to get beheaded. Hindi naman beheaded. Pero because,
And I will stand by that.
parang
Castrated.
sa akin yung mga yun, Diyos ko, like, grabe naman. So, like, I made an exception, like, mga ate, support ko kayo dyan. Like, normally, I don't like maingay na, nakakatabi. Pero, like, push nyo yan. Kasi, I support your cause. So, I
That's
really
actually one thing
appreciate
that I
that.
noticed then with Gen Z. They are very much more sensitive than we are, than ours,
Oo,
than our
yeah,
generation.
oo.
They parang basically they know what they're parang not they don't know everything yet
Mhm.
as do we. That
Mhm.
sounds very old, pero at the very least they are very sensitive
Mhm.
to everything basically,
Mhm.
sexuality, politically, they parang that's what I noticed, parang they consider everything into mind when it comes to discussion about these sensitive topics.
Mhm.
Kung sino iboboto mo, bakit mo siya iboboto, they're very open-minded. Or
Mhm.
bakit etong remark na to, ayan, yung ano, bakit sexist yung remark na to? Because it offends the other person nga. It doesn't have to make sense to you. It's supposed to make sense to this person. Which brings me
Mhm.
back to the point of Johan and Charles. Na
Mhm.
parang, kung para sa'yo hindi siya offensive, pero sa sinabihan mo offensive siya, doesn't have to make sense to you. Sila yung na-offend eh, hindi ikaw.
You don't have
You
to
don't
be
have to go
a woman to understand na parang
Mm,
being told that I shouldn't be president just because I'm a woman is offensive. Like,
mm.
yeah.
You don't have to go through it for it to not actually happen. Parang
Mm-mm.
you don't have to go through it parang just because you're not going through it, it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, that Tumblr quote thing.
Oh. Yung age natin is showing again. But with that in
Uh,
mind, thank you guys so much for joining us. Like,
Thank
it
you
was so
so
fun
much,
having
Charles
you
and
here.
Johan. Sobrang
Ako cute
thank you.
natin. Let me just
True.
say.
This is actually a very very unique episode of Brothers na magkakausap and
Oo nga
sobrang
eh.
and this is a very perfect opportunity to
Dalawang
actually
brothers dito, tapos literal na na magkapatid.
true.
So yun,
Good God.
nakakatuwa. Mga ka-brain cells, thank you so much for listening. We release new episodes every Thursday night usually because may trabaho kami and all of that. Well, sila, may trabaho.
Life happens.
Life happens. And you can follow us in all of our social media in the description box, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. And Charles, Johan, where can we find you? Social media. Yeah.
They have the same reaction. It's like they don't want to be found.
Mandatory na to, you guys know.
My main Twitter account, my local Twitter is dr_Charles Hill, or under my Instagram, which I barely use, honestly. Del_Charles for Instagram and dr_Charles Hill for my.
Okay.
That's all I want to share.
You can find me on the Jutinator on Instagram. That's a JOOTINATOR.
That's
Okay.
an interesting. That's an interesting username.
It came from my nickname in high school, in junior high.
Your nickname in junior high was Jutes?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I didn't know this and I'm so sorry.
No, it came from an inside joke. Kasi some of our friends were into Dan and Howell, and they replaced Dan and Howell, and they replaced
Phil.
sorry, Dan and Howell, Dan and Phil.
Dan and
Sorry,
Howell.
yeah. Oh my God, sorry. The whole joke was instead of Dan Howell, it's Doot Howell, and
Sige,
then they
get
just made it, and they just JOOT. Tapos,
Okay.
dinagdag ko na lang yung inator because for some reason I thought of Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
It doesn't
I will
have to
explain
make
to
sense
you
to
the
us.
name later. But yeah,
It doesn't have to
thank
make
you
sense
guys.
to us.
It doesn't have to make sense to us. Thank you guys so
Anyway,
much. And
Thank you
mga
so
ka-brain
much for
cells,
the
thank you for
listeners.
listening.
Yes. Till the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.